Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Dragon Quest episode review for you guys, and this time we are talking about Dragon Quest episode 57. Now, two things I gotta get out the way. Obviously my co-host is not on the channel. I kind of just prematurely made my own review for this alone. I've been kind of getting in contact with my co-host, but he hasn't got back to me as of the time I'm making this video, but I'll just tell him an update and he'll probably be back next week. But in terms of why this video is going up so late, I was tired and sick and tired of making update videos because of it, because I didn't know, oh, would I not get it happening or would it not happen? Essentially what happened is, if I had more subscribers, I could have probably left a community post, but I don't have enough subscribers to have that ability. So if you're watching this for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. But as I was saying, I actually got my wisdom teeth pulled on Friday. So obviously I can't talk on Friday really. So yeah, and then I didn't feel comfortable talking yesterday, but today I feel fine. I'm much better than I did the first 2 days. Listen, if you guys got your wisdom teeth pulled, you would understand how hard it is. And stuff like that. But yeah, so I still watch Dragon Quest. Hell, I rewatched this episode to get down to my notes and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get to it, because this episode was interesting from the standpoint we see the true power of, well, not the true power of Dark King Vearn, but enough to see. And then that cliffhanger at the end was crazy. But if you watch the next episode preview, obviously Dark King Vearn's gonna be okay. But anyways, this is Dragon Quest episode 57. Now, Dai and the others are gearing up and ready to fight Dark King Vearn, because Vearn's kind of just instigating them, telling them like, hey, you know, this is your chance now, you can get me now and stuff like that. And obviously Dai and the others are not going to back down. So he goes on to fight, but before they start their fight, Dark King Vearn's like, oh yeah, let me take care of Vearn for a quick second. So he uses a Kafriz spell from what we're told at first, and essentially burns the entire corpse of Vearn to ashes, essentially. And he essentially says Vearn was a great warrior, but you see the reason why he ended up dying at the end, because he was far too human. Which is a big whole thing about, you know, about Vearn. He doesn't like humans, mostly because he comes from the whole underworld. This is the whole typical, oh well, technically he's a demon and stuff like that, but whatever. So yeah, now when Dai gets very pissed because he sees his father's body burnt to ash, so he gets pissed. He goes into attack Vearn, but Vearn, using his aura, counters back and one-shots Dai with utter ease, and Dai is knocked out to like literally the last bit of the episode and everything. Now, because of this, shocks everybody off their gang, so Mom goes on to go heal him while Pop and the others go on to fight. Now Pop fires back a Kafriz spell of his own, but Vearn used the same type of speck of fire, and it absolutely burns through Pop's attack, and it burns Pop's clothes to the point it's damn near almost like completely ripped off and everything. You know, Vearn goes on to mention that he's not using Kafriz, he's actually just using a regular Frizz spell, and they're like, oh, so this guy is apparently super strong and everything. And that's what Dark King Vearn, he's like, listen, that just means my strength in terms of my magic power is better than yours. If my Frizz spell is beating your Kafriz, which it's kind of shocking to see how this guy is this OP, but then again, it's like, it makes sense, he's the Dark King, so yeah. I mean, everything. He also goes on to mention, like, when he attacked Dai, he showed this amount of aura, and when he did it close up to Dai, it was like a tiny, kind of like a tiny speck, but when he fired off to the others, it was just like one big ball of energy, essentially. And obviously Crocodile and the others like, oh, so we could have really died, or Dai's lucky enough to be alive right now and everything. And that's when Dark King Vearn says, okay, listen, you know, I'm gonna probably stop toying around now. I'm gonna get serious and everything. So this is when Vearn shows off his what his Kafriz spell looks like, and it takes the form of this bird, and he calls it Kaiser Phoenix. It's a pretty cool looking move. Now Hinako tries to block it, but then when Vearn does another one, it essentially overpowers them and they get burned. Eventually what happens is they all go on the offensive and they go try to attack Vearn, but it doesn't work at all. And essentially that's because Hinako goes on to say, well, he's like, Vearn doesn't have, unlike us, doesn't have to charge his attacks, so he can essentially use his attacks offensively and defensively without much try, without even charging up. He can just do it like right then and there and it's over. So it goes to show you that this guy has like high levels of mastery of magic and spells, to the point he doesn't need to charge it up. So that goes to show you how strong he is. It also could probably play into the fact that he's from the dark he's from the underworld and all. So yes, that's good and everything. But yeah, anyways, because of this, Pop sees it's like, okay, yeah, we need to get out of here and retreat for now. But they try to do that and it fails because, well, Dark King Vearn actually put a barrier around the whole Vearn Palace area to where it keeps people trapped and you can't escape. And essentially it's the whole thing, well, it's, you know, you gotta face your death, otherwise, you know, that's it, you can't run away from this and everything. So that's the thing there. Now what happens is when Vearn pulls up his arm kind of disintegrates, and we find out it was because when Mom was working together with Hinako and Crocodile, and she actually used her refractor fist and slightly grazed him. But you know, Vearn's kind of luring her in to do this attack, and it's kind of like obvious. I don't know why Mom just decided to attack, because Vearn's like, you really should attack me, you know, I'm just weak now and stuff like that, and it's your opportunity. And I'm like, dude, he's essentially giving away that he's freaking bluffing. Why would you believe it? Mom stupidly believes it, and she almost gets herself killed. Luckily for Pop, he saves her, and essentially telling Mom like he was just bluffing, he was faking you out and everything. I find it funny how I believe it was Kilburn, he's like, oh, that mage has been the MVP of this fight, he's been freaking helping you out and everything too. So yeah, also we also saw Pop use his Meteora spell against Dark King Vearn, but this is before all that what I just talked about happened, and he just reflected it back and it did nothing. So yeah, but yeah, now this is when this whole situation goes into the fact that, you know, the heroes ask him like, why are you doing this and everything, and Vearn's like, well, the only way to maintain peace is through the world, is through power and everything. And he just goes on kind of a tirade of talking about how humans are weak and everything, and relates to the sun and everything. He goes on to explain how the underworld has, like, there is no sunlight that comes there. Essentially, Dark King Vearn's whole spiel here is the fact that he sees human as weaklings and people under him, and that they're not strong, so they can't protect the peace of the world and everything. So yeah, and this is when we see Dai get up, and he starts to say that, well, guess what? Because at this point, Pop and Mom understand the situation they're in. They're kind of like, well, shit, we're screwed. So what's the point in fighting anymore? And that's when Vearn's like, oh, so you guys have finally given up. But Dai gets up and he's like, I'm not giving up yet. And essentially, Dai kind of rebubbles the point Vearn said. He's like, listen, you know, I fight for justice, but your type of justice isn't the type of justice that I was taught by everyone in my life and stuff like that, like Yvonne, Grandpa Brass, and even my father. Everything. That's not the type of justice they, or I guess you can say, would fight for or anything. But yeah, that's the thing. Now what happens is Dai charges up. He uses an Yvonne Strosh to cut through Vearn's Kerfiz spell, or his Kaiser Phoenix, and he manages to slice Vearn a bit, and Vearn's like, oh, so you're getting, seems like you're getting serious now. So then he starts launching off boom spells that has like the power of a kaboom spell. But the thing is, Dai charges up all his draconic aura, and the thing about this is the fact that Mr. Vearn, before this whole attack, asked Vearn like, let us help you, you know, master and everything. But Vearn's like, don't need to worry about me, it's not like I'm gonna suffer another wound like that. And well, lo and behold, Vearn suffers a wound, or it gets damaged even worse than that little scratch, because essentially Dai Char unleashes almost damn near all his aura and all his power, and by the end of the episode, it burns Dark King Vearn to a crisp, and that's how the episode ends off. Now, if you watch the next episode preview, or if you read the manga to Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai, you would know that, well, Dark King Vearn's not gonna go down that easy. Even I was like, there's no way in hell he's down for the count. He's definitely finding some way to regenerate that damage, because it just doesn't feel like an epic conclusion. But yeah, and then so yeah, that happened. Next week, if you saw the next episode preview, you also saw the pawns, or the royal guard, which I figured that they're not dead, but yeah, that's the whole thing there. But there's got to probably be some way how they're there, so that'll probably be explained. I want to be shocked if it's like, oh, you know, I want to be shocked if it's like the royal guard is like, you know, Vearn led him to believe like, oh, they're under use of, you die, they die, and everything. But I think the whole thing is Dark King Vearn truly controls them, because that's his magic he probably used on them and everything. So yeah, but other than that, that's kind of it. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment sections if you want to wish your well wishes for me getting better. Listen, I'm on day 3, so look, I'll take your well wishes on recovering from wisdom teeth removal. If you guys experience it, trust me, it's not fun. And if you guys haven't, trust me, when you do have to have it, it's not fun. And then another thing in the comment section, I kind of want to get out the way. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean or rude or harp on you guys, but if you're gonna leave comments in the comment section pertaining to Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai, and this goes for any of my videos on the channel, please, if there are events pertaining to the manga of certain anime that I have not read, please do not spoil anything, or do not put spoilers of the events in the future. I think there was last week, somebody put in my comment section spoilers of the reason why the Royal Guard came back. Please have the best interest for not only me, but my co-host, the Red Wolf. We do not want to see spoilers in the comment section, because we want to go into this all blind, because we're only anime viewers of this. We've never read the manga. So listen, like I said, I don't want to sound mean or come across rude. It's the same thing like if you guys were going to go see a movie, like for example, Spider-Man No Way Home. You wouldn't like it if one of your friends saw it the night before you did and they spoiled the entire movie in front of you. So please, you know, respect just where I'm coming from, and everything. So that's the thing. So yeah, but like I said, please respect from where I'm coming from and my co-host. We don't want to be spoiled. We do want to enjoy this. And again, like I said, I don't want to take this away. I'm taking a shot or being mean to you guys. I think you guys definitely understand where I'm coming from and everything and stuff like that. Otherwise, well, I can't really interact with you guys. And technically, you know, if you leave a comment, I would love to interact with you guys. But if it comes to the point where there's spoilers, at least put in your comment like spoiler warning and stuff like that. So you're always gonna have to enter to the point where it's like, you know, where it says read extra or open up tab to read extra, and just put spoiler warning, because I don't want to know anything. But other than that, hit the subscribe button if you want to get more Dragon Quest content, as well as any other anime content I upload to the channel. But other than that, I'm gonna get out of here, and hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day and return to this video. Until then, guys, see you guys in the next video. Peace.